Welcome back to the channel JF Coin. Today we're zooming in on a very specific version, the 1960 D Lincoln cent, minted in Denver. On the surface, it might seem just like any other penny, but there's a lot more than meets the eye. The 1960 D Lincoln penny holds a special place in the hearts of coin collectors, also known as numismatists, for a few important reasons. First, the year 1960 was a transition period for the United States Mint. That year, they produced two different date styles: the small date and the large date versions of the 1960 D penny. These differences may seem subtle to the untrained eye, but for collectors, these varieties are like hidden treasure maps. The small date variety has more compact, tighter numerals, especially noticeable in the 0 and 9, while the large date features a more open and bolder date style. But wait, it gets better. Some rare overdate errors, double die strikes, and even proof-like finishes have been discovered among 1960 D pennies, and those are where things get really interesting. You might be asking, what does the D in 1960 D stand for? That D mint mark indicates that the penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the key production facilities of the U.S. Mint. Now here's where things heat up. The Denver Mint was notorious in the 1960s for high-speed, high-volume production, and with that speed came minting anomalies, errors, double dies, variations, all of which can send a coin's value skyrocketing under the right conditions. There are a few key varieties of the 1960 D penny that collectors are constantly hunting for. 1960 D small date over large date RPM repunched mint mark. This variety features a small date format struck over a die that originally had a large date. Some even have repunched mint marks, where the D was struck more than once, creating a visible doubling. Double die obverse or reverse, these are coins where the die shifted slightly during minting, causing letters or numbers to appear doubled. These can fetch hundreds or even thousands depending on condition. Proof-like uncirculated coins, while not official proofs, some uncirculated 1960 D pennies have a mirror-like finish that makes them stand out and adds extra value. You may even find high-grade coins that look nearly flawless, and if you get one of those professionally graded at MS65 or higher, you're looking at a potential jackpot. Now, let's talk real numbers. What can a 1960 D Lincoln penny sell for in today's market? Well, for your average circulated 1960 D penny, the value might only be around 1 cent or a bit more due to copper content. But we're not here for average. If you happen to own a 1960 D small date RPM in high mint state, it can be worth anywhere from $25 to over $300, depending on condition. Coins graded MS65 red? You're talking $500 to $1,000 or more at auction. And the rarest, top-tier 1960 D varieties, especially certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, have sold for over $3,000 in some cases. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth $3,000. As of this year, the average market value for high-grade 1960 D Lincoln cents hovers around 65 cents, and that's just for standard uncirculated examples. If you happen to own one of the error coins or rarer varieties, the market is hot, especially with coin collecting booming online. Auction houses, eBay sales, coin forums, all are seeing a surge in demand for older, high-quality Lincoln cents, especially from transition years like 1960. That means even now, in 2025, there's still money to be made in pocket change. So how can you tell if your 1960 D penny is worth anything? Here's a checklist. Look at the date. Is it small or large? Compare with reference images. Examine the mint mark. Any doubling? Any signs of repunching? Use a magnifier. Doubling on letters like Liberty or the motto, "In God We Trust," could mean a double die. Check the coin's color. Full red coins are more valuable than brown or toned ones. Get it graded. If you think you've got something special, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. And always remember, just one valuable penny can pay off hundreds of times over. It's amazing how much history and value can be hidden in something as small as a penny. The 1960 D Lincoln cent isn't just pocket change, it's a piece of American history, a collector's item, and potentially a hidden treasure. So next time you're digging through a drawer, emptying your change jar, or getting a penny in change from the store, take a second look. Because who knows? That little copper coin could be worth a whole lot more than 1 cent. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare pennies and coin collecting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next treasure hunting episode. And let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Do you have a 1960 D penny? Thanks for watching. And remember, every coin has a story. What will yours tell? Told you that a tiny copper coin, something you probably have lying around in your pocket right now, could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's right. Today, we're diving into the world of rare pennies, and in particular, we're uncovering the secrets of the 1969 D Lincoln cent. At first glance, it might just look like any ordinary penny, but some of these coins are hiding shocking secrets that collectors would pay a fortune to get their hands on. So buckle up, coin lovers and treasure hunters, because this penny could turn your spare change into a small fortune. Let's break down the history, value, and collector craze surrounding this mysterious little coin. The origin, where the 1969 D penny came from. Let's take a trip back to 1969, a year of moon landings, Woodstock, and massive social change. While the world watched Neil Armstrong take his first steps on the moon, over in the Denver Mint, millions of Lincoln cents were being struck like clockwork. These coins were part of the Lincoln Memorial Penny series, first introduced in 1959 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 150th birthday. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the reverse showed the Lincoln Memorial replacing the earlier wheat stalks. The D mint mark beneath the date stands for Denver, where this specific penny was minted. In 1969 alone, the Denver Mint produced over 4 billion pennies. That's right, 4,2,832,200 to be exact. So at first glance, the 1969 D penny doesn't seem rare at all, does it? But wait, there's more to this story. Why is the 1969 D Lincoln penny special now? Here's where things get interesting. While billions were minted, not all pennies are created equal. Most are worn down, dirty, or damaged. But a handful of 1969 D Lincoln pennies stand out, either due to unique mint errors, exceptional condition, or collector interest. Let's talk about the 3 big reasons this coin can be worth more than its face value. A circulated 1969 D penny is usually only worth face value. But in uncirculated or mint state condition, the story changes fast. Coins graded MS 65 or higher can fetch anywhere from $5 to $100 or more, depending on the eye appeal and luster. If you have a penny that's never been in circulation, no scratches, bright copper red, it could be a serious collector's item. Errors and varieties. What collectors go crazy for? Some 1969 D pennies have die errors that make them extremely valuable. The most famous of all, the 1969 S-double die obverse, but more on that later. For the Denver minted coins, be on the lookout for off-center strikes, double strikes, or struck-through errors. These aren't super common, but when they show up, collectors pay attention. Some error pennies have sold for hundreds or even thousands, depending on rarity and condition. Imagine finding one of those in your change. All 1969 pennies, including the D mint, were still made from 95% copper. With the current value of copper at around $4.33 per pound, the melt value of each coin is around 3 cents. Sure, it's illegal to melt US coins, but that intrinsic value adds to the interest. Every pre-1982 penny is technically worth more than 1 cent already. Market value today. What's a 1969 D penny worth now? So, how much could your 1969 D penny be worth today? In 2025, let's break it down, with errors or unusual features, potentially hundreds or even thousands. Now here's a real kicker: some high-grade 1969 D pennies have sold at major auctions for as much as $2,000 or more when certified and verified as pristine red mint state. In fact, there's currently a strong collector demand for red copper Lincoln cents from the 60s and 70s. Graded and slabbed coins from PCGS or NGC are commanding solid premiums on auction sites like Heritage Auctions and eBay. How to identify a valuable 1969 D penny? If you want to know whether your 1969 D penny is worth serious money, here's what to do. Use a magnifying glass. Look for sharp details, clean surfaces, and strong luster. Check for off-center strikes, doubling, missing design elements, or anything unusual. Red coins are worth the most. Brown or toned coins are common and less valuable. If you think your coin is in great shape, send it to PCGS or NGC. A high grade can dramatically boost value. Check eBay's sold section or coin auction sites to compare similar coins. What about the famous 1969 S-double die? Okay, now you may have heard of the ultra-rare 1969 S-double die obverse. That's a different coin, but many people confuse it with the 1969 D. The 1969 SDDO shows extreme doubling on the date and liberty. Only around 30 to 50 confirmed examples exist. These coins have sold for $25,000 to $126,000 in top grades. That's not a typo, but be careful, the 1969 D does not have a known major double die like the S Mint, so don't mix them up. Still, the D Mint can be valuable in top condition or with minor errors. Final thoughts: should you save your 1969 D pennies? Absolutely. Always keep an eye out for pre-1982 pennies, especially those in good condition. If you find a 1969 D that looks flawless, shiny red, or has a strange appearance, don't spend it. You could be holding a little piece of history and possibly a little piece of treasure. So check your coin jars, dig through old piggy banks, and look closely at your pocket change. That 1969 D penny might just be worth a whole lot more than a cent. If you found this video helpful or interesting, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a hidden gem in your pocket change. And hey, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a valuable coin, or do you have a 1969 D in your collection? I want to hear your story. Until next time, keep checking your change. You never know when one little penny might change your life. Today we're talking about something small but mighty. It's a coin you've probably handled 100 times and never thought twice about. I'm talking about the 2015 Lincoln cent. That's right, the humble 1-cent coin, but with a twist. Some of these pennies are worth far more than face value, and in this video we're going to uncover why. So stick around, because we'll cover everything from how these coins were made, why certain ones are rare, what errors to look for, and how one 2015 penny can be worth way more than $1, even up to hundreds or thousands of dollars. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909. Introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, which at the time was a bold move by the U.S. Mint. For decades, the design evolved from wheat ears on the reverse side to the Lincoln Memorial introduced in 1959, and finally in 2010, the shield reverse that we see today. The 2015 penny features this Union shield design, a symbol of Lincoln's efforts to preserve the United States during the Civil War. But don't let the familiar face fool you. 2015 wasn't just another year for pennies. The 2015 Lincoln cent was struck in two major U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia and Denver, indicated by the tiny mint marks P and D near the date, or none at all for Philly. Since pennies from Philadelphia traditionally have no mint mark, now here's where it gets interesting. While the majority of 2015 pennies were mass-produced with billions minted, there are a few special varieties and errors that collectors are going absolutely wild for. Some of the most valuable 2015 pennies include double die obverse DDO. This is when the coin's front, especially the letters Liberty or In God We Trust, shows doubling that occurred during the minting process. Off-center strikes. These are coins where the design is not centered, making them look almost misshaped. The more off-center, the higher the value. Die cracks or cuds, little breaks or raised lines on the coin can be the result of worn dies, and collectors love these mint-made flaws. Struck through errors, imagine a piece of debris getting in the way during minting, leaving a unique impression on the coin. And then there's what some collectors call the Ultra Lincoln, a term not officially recognized by the mint, but used to describe the best condition examples or those with high-grade errors that are worth a lot of money. On the open market. So you may be wondering, how much can a 2015 penny really be worth? Well, here's the breakdown. A regular 2015 penny in your change is worth, you guessed it, 1 cent. But if it's uncirculated, MS 65 or higher, or has a unique mint error, that value can skyrocket. Mint state MS refers to the condition of a coin straight from the mint, uncirculated and untouched. The higher the number, the better the quality. MS 65 or MS 67 2015 Lincoln cents, especially with eye-catching luster and no scratches, have sold for $10 to $25 each. Not bad for a penny, but here's where it gets jaw-dropping. A 2015 Lincoln cent with a verified double die obverse in high mint state condition has sold for up to $150 to $300 at auction. A rare off-center strike penny from 2015 with over 60% misalignment sold for over $500. And a perfectly preserved coin with a combination of errors, that's where things get wild. We're talking over $1,000 in some collector circles, and guess what? There are reports of dealers currently listing certain high-grade 2015 Ultra Lincoln pennies for up to $380. Even higher in some private collector groups. Now the $1,000,000 or rather $1,000 question. How do you know if you have a valuable 2015 penny? Here's what to look for: mint mark and date clarity. Make sure the 2015 is clear and crisp. Blurred or doubled numbers could signal a rare minting error. Check for doubling. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. Look at the letters in Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and 2015. If you see a shadow effect, you might have a DDO. Examine the edges. Off-center strikes are obvious. Look for missing parts of the design or irregular roundness. Feel for texture. Any raised lines, cracks, or unusual bumps could be die cracks or cuds. Color and luster. A rich, red copper shine usually means the coin hasn't circulated and may be in mint state condition. Don't forget to weigh it. A standard 2015 penny should weigh around 2.5 grams, since it's made of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. Anything significantly heavier or lighter could signal a rare mint error. If you find a potentially rare 2015 penny, what should you do first? Don't clean it ever. Cleaning can actually lower the coin's value dramatically. Instead, put it in a coin flip or protective sleeve and do your research. Next, compare it with images online, check auction sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions, and even consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC if it looks promising. Collectors are always searching for high-grade 2015 pennies, especially those with rare errors. Coin shows, Facebook groups, and collector forums are great places to buy, sell, or trade, and don't forget, even a single error coin found in your spare change can open the door to a whole new hobby and maybe even a payday. So, the next time you get change back at the store or dig through your coin jar, don't overlook the pennies. That little 2015 Lincoln cent in your hand might just be the key to a hidden treasure. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss a new video about coin collecting and hidden values in your pocket change. Drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare penny? Or do you have a 2015 cent you want to know more about? I'll be reading the comments and helping you out. Until next time, keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting. You never know what you'll find.